Lifeismaryy. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today I am going to be talking about my amazing sip and paint experience. I'm going to talk to you guys about how it went, and I'm also going to talk to you all about lessons that I have learned. This was my first sip and paint that I have done. I have been a painter for about a decade now. I went to Savannah College Art Design, and I had a minor in painting, but my major was fashion designing. But I've been painting since I was like almost 15, I would say. And I have been painting ever since, and I absolutely love it. It's one of my greatest passions next to teaching. So yes, I had my sip and paint this past Sunday. And for me, it was a really great event. I have to be honest, at first, it was my first sip and paint. Obviously, it's the journey to following your passion, chasing your dream is not an easy one. But for me, when I look back on it, I'm really amazingly grateful for the people that I met, the amazing woman, the owner of Hotbox Burgers. I'm so happy that I met her. I'm so grateful that she was so gracious and kind enough for me to host my first sip and paint there. It was such an amazing place. Hotbox Burgers is such a beautiful establishment. This woman has been in business for 19 years. She recently moved to this location 2 years ago. She actually started working, had this business at a gas station, and now she finally has her own place, and it's so beautiful. It's so well done. It's just top tier, just very elegant, small place, but just very classy. And it was just perfect location, I feel, for a sip and paint for sure. And I'm so happy about the connections I made, because for me, I felt free enough to communicate. I felt free enough to move. I felt free enough to move around. The people, the employees were so amazing. They were so kind, so nice to me and everything. Food was phenomenal. Like, my God, the burgers, and don't even get me started on the French fries. And then their smoothie, just amazing. Huge taste, phenomenal taste, just 10 out of 10 stars. If you are in Masaki or in Oyster Bay here in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, you need to take your butt over to Hotbox Burgers, because they have the best food there. And for me, it was amazing because it wasn't like a contentious space for me. Like, I could move around freely. I didn't have to feel like I was walking on eggshells. Everybody was very welcoming, very opening. Everybody was very excited about the whole sip and paint thing. And for me, it was great. I had a couple people come in. I had a few people come in and everything who were very interested. They actually had no idea that I was even hosting it, but when they did see it, they did come over, they joined in, and they were doing the whole thing, and it was really phenomenal, and it was awesome. I met some really amazing Muslims who have been interested in art, and they wanted to do a sip and paint before, and this was the first sip and paint for them to come and join. This was the first sip and paint for them. And then also I had a little boy come in who was with his mom, and he didn't do what the theme was for the sip and paint, but he created a very beautiful piece with his mom, and he really enjoyed it. And the beautiful thing about kids is that they're going to do what they want to do. But they do it with so much joy and so much happiness. And for me, what I really loved about that is that just the joy in his eye. Like, when I saw the pictures that the mom took of me teaching him how to paint, you just saw the joy in his eyes and the hope, And for me, you never know what someone is going to be. Sometimes you just don't know how you touch people's lives. I don't know if he's going to become an artist one day. I don't know if those Muslims are going to become artists one day. I don't know. But what is amazing to me is I was able to sit down there and actually touch somebody's life. I was able to give them a good experience, and I was able to share some of my knowledge with painting with somebody else. Because for me, painting is one of my greatest loves on earth, really. It just brings me so much peace, so much solitude, and just so much harmony to my life. I could sit down and paint for hours on end. Like, I could sit up and paint for 48 hours and nobody will hear anything from me. Like, I'm just at peace. Like, it's the time in my life where I don't think about anything, and for me, it's just phenomenal. And I'm just so grateful that Allah granted me with a space that for me felt safe to host my first sip and paint. And it was a space where I make amazing connections. I got people to follow me on Instagram, and we will inshallah continue to stay connected, and they'll be at the next sipping paint that I have. But for me, it was a really great experience. And it was just peaceful. I love Hot Box Burgers, and it's a great establishment for sure. And I was happy. And I even met this amazing woman. She actually came all the way, I think, from Bagamoyo to come and see me, which for me was just so flattering. And she just had such amazing words. And for me, she didn't come and paint, but she still paid me the money as if she did come and paint and create her own painting. So I am going to create her own special painting just for that. So it's like at least she painted it. Just a small, cute little painting that I can hopefully, inshallah, give to her at my next sip and paint. But she came all the way from Bagamoyo just to come and support another sister. And for me, that was just so flattering. And she had nothing but the nicest things to say about me, and also about the art. She, one thing she said to me that I thought was very interesting was that she said, with all those sharp lines, with all those sharp angles, I still feel at peace. With all those, like on my painting, because obviously it's triangles, and inside the triangles there's these beautiful sunsets. But she said within all those beautiful, even with all those sharp angles, I feel at peace. I feel calm. I just feel serenity. And for me, I didn't even notice that, but when I look at that painting, it makes sense. Like, somebody who was looking at those sharp angles probably would have felt away, but somehow that painting still is peaceful, it's calm. It just brings light and love into any room. Like for me, that's even when you look at my art gallery in my room, like that's the first place that my eye goes to, that very beautiful, very vibrant painting. Even my mom's painting, which is also very beautiful, very vibrant, very bright. So that was amazing. And also she just said, you are just so amazingly talented. You can always tell when somebody really put in a lot of work. Like I might not have gone to school. I think she said, she had done some majors or whatever in art, or she took some art classes. But she said even if nobody had, even if somebody had not gone to school, you just by looking at that painting, you can tell that person put in a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication into that piece of art, and that is just top tier. Like you can tell that you have such an amazing gift. And just the things she said about me, like there are things that sometimes people recognize stuff in you that sometimes you don't even recognize, I guess. Or sometimes you just don't think that you're like that dope. You know what I'm saying? But she just reminded me of like how much of an amazing painter I am. Because my thing is, this was not what I thought was going to be my passion. Because I always had a passion for fashion design. I always loved fashion design. I had dabbled in sculpting a while, but for me it was always fashion designing. I never questioned that I was going to be a fashion designer, but I always questioned what was I going to do in the fashion industry. It wasn't until I had found Halima Adine that I realized that my path was in modest fashion for Muslimas. So I know that's something that I definitely want to do. Obviously something that I design, because this top I actually sold myself. But painting came to me randomly. I was getting ready to, I was in the process of getting ready to start the whole college process. And my mentor, she was going to be leaving to go to Texas. Khalida, I'll never forget Khalida. She's like my big sister. I love her so much. I've always wanted a big sister, and she's that for me. But she took me to this painting class, and ever since then, it's like I have won awards for it. I've gotten my Virgil Abloh scholarship, my FSF scholarship partly from my painting talent as well. I have accomplished a lot of amazing things with this gift that Allah presented to me like randomly before I went to college. That's how I know I'm meant to do something amazing with it, because Allah presented it to me before I was supposed to take off for college and everything. And he wanted me to go to SCAD, and he wanted me to learn more about painting, and that's why I know that it's a gift from Allah. So yeah, it came to me randomly, and ever since then I have not been able to put down a paintbrush. There have been times where I have doubted my gift and I put down my brush like maybe for a year or maybe 6 months, but I always pick it back up, and whenever I do, it's like I've gotten even better than I did the time before. So for me, it's an amazing gift. But for me, it just, when I saw a little boy and his hope in his eyes and the way he looked up at me when he was painting and I was teaching him, it just reminded me of my first paint to sip. Like I created my piece and I was just like, you know, it looked like chicken scratch, but it really pushed me into this life, into this thing of me just painting, creating these pieces, and just having so many like ideas and dreams that I want to accomplish with this gift and everything. And just to be able to have hosted my first sip and paint is just phenomenal. I know it's gonna be the first of many, and I'm just so excited about it. I'm so thrilled that I was able to do that. And for me, what I think will be awesome is that I had a few people come out. It wasn't as big as a turnout as I wanted it to be, but just the people who came and the connections I made, it was a huge success for me, honestly. And what I think is awesome is that I have connected with somebody who, inshallah, will continue to be a part of my sip and paint journey. And what will be amazing is to see that I started with like about 4 people coming to my first sip and paint, and then one day, you know, maybe hopefully by the end of this year, I will have another sip and paint and it will be sold out with several different people who are coming just to come and sip and paint with me. So I just think it's really about connections and everything. Now I'm going to do another video on lessons and just advice, but I just want to talk to you guys about my first sip and paint. But I'm so grateful to Allah for everything and everything. I'm just so grateful to Allah for everything that has happened on the sip and paint. I'm so happy for the connection. I'm so grateful to Hotbox Burgers for hosting me, for being there, and just being so kind and gracious and just joining me on this journey. And I really look forward to this journey. I'm so excited about it. And I will let you guys know some of the lessons that I've learned and some advice for other artists. But I love you all, and I'll see you guys on the next video. And when I get more photos, I will share them. I'm still waiting on the photographer to send me some of the photos. But these are just some of the photos from the sip and paint and everything. But I love you all, and I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.